Hi guys, welcome back. Kate Ray here. It is week 2 of module 4 in our philosophy unit. This week our content consumption was 8 video lectures given by Dr. Sadler at Fayetteville State University to his critical thinking class. In my video, I'm going to go over what critical thinking is, what an argument is and how to structure one properly, what a fallacy is, and an example of a fallacy, the one Dr. Sadler listed that was my favorite. So critical thinking is the objective analysis and evaluation of an issue in order to form a judgment. I look at critical thinking as a mathematical formula, a systematic way to defend an opinion through a line of reasoning with examples and rationality. What is an argument? So an argument's not just bickering back and forth. It must have 2 or more claims put together in which one claim is being supported by the others. Now, what's a claim? A claim is an opinion or point of view on an issue being discussed. So it's wherever you position yourself in alignment for the issue. So to make an argument, you begin with an issue. You then make a claim about the issue. And in order for it to be an argument, you must add at least one other supporting claim. For one claim by itself is not an argument. You must have at least 2. Here is a map outline that I created of an argument. So this entire thing is an argument. The first claim is going to be known as the premise. You can have many claims here, and these will all be supporting your main claim. Evidence to your thesis. So your most basic claim that is being supported by all the others is known as the conclusion. What is a fallacy? It's an error in our reasoning, human beings, an invalid, faulty, or just plain bad argument that can take many forms. I'm going to speak about one of them, which is a false dilemma. This is the fallacy Dr. Sadler talked about that I just found the most interesting. He mentioned a ton of them, at least 15. So I'll put the videos in my blog post in case you're interested in them. So a false dilemma is when something is falsely claimed to be an either-or situation, when there is other options available. So here's my mathematical formula. It's either X or Y, either or, one or the other. And if it's not X, then it must be Y. Same thing goes the other way. If it's not Y, it must be X. So here are some examples of false dilemmas to put it into a more real context way. The example that Dr. Sadler uses is love versus hate. If you either love me or you hate me. And we all know this is not the case. We can like somebody, we can dislike somebody, we can have somebody who kind of gets on our nerves. You can be indifferent. That is the medium ground there. That would be our other option. If you don't love me, then you hate me. So this is how the argument is read out. So this is my example of a false dilemma. While I was creating this video, I was thinking of lots of different examples I could use of false dilemmas, and this immediately came to mind because I would want to answer, it's not a false dilemma, something is either right or it's wrong. But can you think of any ways in which right or wrong has been a false dilemma in your life, or decisions you've had to make? I instantly think about murder. It's not just murder is wrong. There's murder 1, there's murder 2, there's self-defense, women's battered syndrome. Murder is right and or wrong, dependent on each scenario. So here's some questions I'd like you to think about. Does morality fall on a spectrum? Can you be more right than somebody, and can someone else be more wrong than you? Can you have something that is both right and wrong at the same time? And can it be right at one time and then wrong the next? How many times have you been in a situation where you're like, this is right in this circumstance because of this situation, but this is wrong otherwise in any other situation? So that leads me to the question, are right and wrong always objective values? Are morals always objective values? If right and wrong are not objective and they are dependent upon the circumstance, how the person interprets them, or the events, then it is subjective. And we have a spectrum. That's what creates the spectrum of more right, less wrong. So I'll see you next week for episode 3.